nervous. Hey guys, we're doing the law of cosines, my favorite law. And it's Ms. Rupnick. And rough Packer game last night, but am I still on?
Yeah.
All right. Have a great day with your cosines.
Okay, my voice has changed back to normal now. So, let's practice solving triangles using law of cosines. First, we got to talk about law of cosines. So, here is the law of cosines. Okay, so we have a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. So notice that whatever side that we are squaring over here, we have the cosine of that angle. Okay, so this over here is if we were solving for a side. Notice that we would have side angle side given to us. Okay, and then here, this is just algebraically rearranged, so these are ultimately the same thing. There's one law of cosines. So if I solve for the angle instead, in other words, we're given side, 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 I can do that using one of these. There is a proof in the textbook if you guys wanted to check it out. You could probably follow along with it. Obviously, you know, we're not going to test you on the proof, but it might be cool for you to check out. So go ahead and do that if you like. So let's practice. It says, solve the triangle, which means find all the missing sides and angles, given that A is 55, B is 25, and C is 72. So knowing that we're given a side, side, and a side, how would we solve for the remaining sides and angles? Actually, just angles. Okay, so I'm going to have you guys put me on pause. Try this. Now notice down here it says, hint, when given side, 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 always find the largest angle first. If you plan to switch the law of sines, because you could do that, or you could just stick with the law of cosines and don't worry about it. So if you want to find all three sides just using the law of cosines, which you're going to see me do that in my work, you don't really have to worry about that. But if you are finding the three angles, starting with law of cosines and then switching to law of sines, find the largest angle first. Okay? So go ahead, put me on pause. Let's have you guys try this. Hopefully you got that the measure of angle C was 123.905 degrees, the measure of angle B is 16.749 degrees, and the measure of angle A is 39.346 degrees. You know, obviously, in terms of like plugging these things in, that's not really the difficult part. The thing that's going to potentially cause errors is going to be typing things into your calculator correctly. So, you know, just make sure you guys are being really careful with that and checking your calculations. And then, you know, when you type things in, I would just type things in as you see here. Just make sure you put parentheses around your whole numerator, division, parentheses around your whole denominator. Okay, so type it in as you see. Let's try another. It says solve the triangle, find the missing sides and angles. We're given that C is 15 degrees, 15 minutes. A is 6.25 and B is 2.15. So we're given a side, an angle, and a side. So go ahead, find the rest. Let's see here. Since we had a side, an angle, and a side, I used this form of the law of cosine to solve for a side. So I started by finding little c first. I got that c is 4.214. If you didn't get that, check how you plug this into your calculator. Maybe do it again. Remember, I wouldn't worry about, like, definitely not rounding things, and I would just type it in as is, making sure that you're being careful about parentheses and that kind of stuff. Here, for cosine of angle A, again, I just plug things into my law of cosines. Again, typing this in, put parentheses around your numerator and denominator. I got that A is 157.020 degrees. And for angle B, I just subtracted my other two angles from 180, so I got 7.73 degrees. All right, so here are my law of cosines. Remember that these are the same thing. It's just helpful to use this version if you have side, angle, side, and then this version if you have side, side, side.